hopefully get to where you have you're never going to be injury free. It's just the name of the game. The way they are, those guys are so big, so strong, so fast. I mean, they hit each other so hard. You're always going to have injuries. I mean, you're going to have torn ACLs, MCLs. You're going to have neck injuries. I mean, it's just the way it is. The body's not designed to do this. I just would hate, I hate to have them get rid of the kickoff. I thought that, it always adds excitement to the game when you see somebody run it back. And, a lot of guys ask, why did they get rid of Devin Hester from the Bears? Well, Devin Hester was a great return guy. Yes. But if you're paying him so many million just to be a return guy, they had another guy that runs for the Bears. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but I mean, he was right borderline with, as close to the speed as Hester and the yards, bringing it back. And Hester's starting to get up there in age, and they tried to get him as a receiver, but it never really worked out. He didn't have the hands for it, and which amazes me because he catches those kicks coming off there. But I would like to see him pan out, but now I think he's going to be playing for Tampa Bay. He went down to go work for Lovey, former Bears coach, and we'll have to play against him, and we'll see what how that works out. But no, we're going to do is take a. I'm going to get my audio going here pretty quick. I'm going to do is take a quick break, and once we get back from break, we'll kind of switch gears, going to a little bit different topic there. But get my audio set here. Oh. Once again, this is Matt Hasley. You guys are listening to Street Talk, and we'll be back shortly. Still waiting for the hot and trendy clothing to go on sale? Well, shop Ritzy Reruns. They're located at 1612 West Locust Street in Davenport, Iowa. Phone 563-322-8684. They offer brands such as Abercrombie, Hollister, American Eagle, North Face, and many others. Ritzy's carries tons of shoes of all shapes and sizes, plus a large selection of jewelry and designer purses like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Dooney & Burke, to mention a few. So remember Ritzy Reruns and like them on Facebook. It's where fashion isn't full price.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks and the Dog on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, eat24.com, with over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry, many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Do you love to travel? Are you tired of the cold? Do you just want to get away? Book your next flight, hotel, car, vacation, cruise, and more at sweetohinawaa.discounttravel.com. That's sweet, OHENEWAA, discounttravel.com. Invite your friends and family. Thank you for your business.
Train in the art of traditional Taekwondo. Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy was opened in the Quad Cities in 1972. Teaching and training established by 9th Dan Grandmaster Chung Kim. Classes range from Little Tigers class, beginners, intermediate, and advanced level classes. Hapkido classes also available. Sign your children up and your parents train free with no contracts. For more information, call 563-359-7000 and like us on Facebook at Chung Kim's Black Belt Academy, or visit us on the web at www.chungkim.com. Taekwondo is your life's path.
VOX Mobile has an app that gives you a second phone line, second voicemail, and low-cost calling, so you no longer have to buy unlimited minutes from your mobile phone service provider. The VOX Mobile app has free texting and free video calls to other subscribers. But get this, VOX has phone numbers from 57 countries. You can download a foreign phone number from your home, or download a phone number from your home country when you're away. Then when people in that country call you, they get the cost of a local call, even when your mobile phone is overseas. And VOX gives you unlimited inbound calls for only $9.95 a month. Check out VOX Mobile on Google Play or on iTunes. That's VOX Mobile. It's under the mobile VoIP apps, or just search for VoIP. VOX is the only carrier with all these features on its app. Visit the website, voxcorp.net.
Wow, that tiger lily on your shoulder has amazing colors.
Thanks. I just got this tattoo a week ago.
What? No way. That tattoo looks totally healed. My tattoos never looked that great after a week. What did you use on it?
It's not what I used on it, it's what I used in it.
Now you're just making fun of me. What do you mean in it?
Tattoo Rick told me that it's not only what you put on your tattoos, it's what you put in your body that also affects your tattoos.
Great. Another thing I have to change about my diet.
No, nothing like that. I take the tattoo pill.
Really? There's a pill for tattoos?
Yeah, it's called a tattoo pill. It's packed with 30 vitamins and minerals that your body needs. At ideal level. It helps me before, during, and after my tattoo. Great thing is, it's made here in the United States from all natural ingredients. And for people like me that are vegetarians, the tattoo pill comes capsule and it is gluten-free.
Okay, you got me. Where do I get this tattoo pill?
TheTattooPill.com.
TheTattooPill.com?
Yes, all one word, TheTattooPill.com.
Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Every Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. Only on Armed Radio Global.
I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, hey. I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, hey. I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes.
Well, this is Matt Hasley. We're back live on Straight Talk, and I guess I can't do that. I was trying to switch screens while I'm doing my audio there, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, it stopped. I'm like, crap. I had to switch back. So, what I am going to do is, let's see, stop this. I'm going to do a little treat for you here. I'm going to play a little bit of music from new music. And I think you'll enjoy it. And this is coming from Scott Stowe, singer and songwriter, and my nephew. So hope you'll enjoy it. Should be coming to you. I love it when I get the little spinning audio thing. I might have to do is refresh it, but I'm going to do his little refresh. Maybe that'll help. There we go. It's loading.
Tender kisses melt away into each other. Oh, heart, please stay. I can't afford to be alone one more day. Sometimes I'm so damn hopeful. Still sometimes I pray. Then you put your lips on mine. doubting yourself again. You're painting different colors all across your skin. Wish you could see what I see. Wish you could know my truth. You captivate me, honey. Nothing I wouldn't do. Oh, oh, oh. You put your lips on mine. I swear to God you make it all okay. But where there's smoke there's fire. So baby breathe it in and stay. Oh, 'cause time cannot give back what you lost. But I know there's still time to forgive. Just let me show you redemption is real. Ooh. You put your lips on mine. I swear to God you make it all okay. But where there's smoke there's fire. So baby breathe it in and stay. Yeah. You put your lips on mine. I swear to God you make it all okay. But where there's smoke there's fire. So baby breathe it in and stay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Mm.
Touchy little thing it is. Boy, every time you sit there and touch a button and it reacts a little different. I need a, with these big fumbling hands I got to do is get something that it's easy to control. But I about ready to yank the plug out of the side of it to get it to quit. But no, I tell you what, the thing that amazes me about that song so much, I love the song, absolutely love the song. I love the lyrics. I love everything about it. The thing that I like the most about it is, it just blows me away. It's a webcam. It sounds that good, and it's over a webcam. I mean, it's like not a studio mic or anything. You see these big production mics. I think I actually have a better, more fancier mic sitting in front of me right now, and more audio software than he can come over and I'll record him over that if he wants. But it that song blew me away. It is my favorite. I can't wait till he gets it on an album. He has another album out right now, and it's called Sunlight. You can get that on iTunes.com. I'm trying to get him to call into the show right now. He is home in town. I say home. His home's in Hollywood. But he is in town right now. He played a benefit for... I can't remember the kid's name. I saw it on Facebook, but it was earlier during the day. I think it was over the weekend, might have been. And he played several different places. He makes a little tour stops, all the local places around here. He's well liked and well received. And I usually try to get out and if I get a chance to go check him out and hear him. It's, they're not a huge band or anything, but they just, the music comes out and it's unreal. Yep. But, no, I was a little too busy over the weekend, didn't get out. Being a golf pro, that's the busiest part of my week is the weekend. And, of course, Monday is the slowest part, but today was just one of those crazy days. So, hey, Scott, if you're listening in, or if your mom's listening in, have your mom smack you a little bit and, hey, call my cell or call 1-866-225-5401, and it'll route it right to me. But I wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he can get that recorded soon. Make a bunch of money off his other one so he can record it. And right now, I'd like to do a special thanks to our sponsors. Zunity, Zunity.tv, TV made simple. You can play games, share photos, chat with friends, enjoy all social media. Run Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, Skype, and Twitter. And just about anything else you can find at the Google Play Store. Keep up to date with sports, the latest movies, in fact, all media. Remember, Zunity, Xunity.tv, or have you ate yet? Well, have you? Well, then log on to eat24.com. Just think, over 25,000 reasons not to cook. Download the app from your favorite mobile store or just log on to eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. So remember, eat24.com. And now you can make food happen pretty much anywhere. Also, have you heard 50 is the New 30? This book was written specifically for the woman in her 50s, the Quintastic Woman, but is a must-read book for every woman who wants to begin a new adventure and live her dream. Your time is now. With this book, you begin your adventure to live your dream. Women's and Lemons by Janice L. Walker. Pick it up on Amazon.com. Also, Savvy Souls. For Savvy Souls, that's SAVVY Souls. Ladies' shoes, 50 to 70% off. Mention Armed Radio and get an extra 10% off. And I don't know a single lady that doesn't like discounts. So, well, we just got out of talking about the NFL, and we're talking about the crazy stuff that they're requiring to be host the NFL. But I did want to do a little update on the MLB scores right now. Let me do a little refresh here because these scores are probably a little old. And first out of the blocks, my Cubs got beat 6-2 by the Pirates. It was zip till I turned it on, and next thing you know, they're down. I was like, God, what is it? I think I'm better off just leaving it, not even watching it, and they win. They won 5 in a row without me watching. Then I come back, watch the last 2 games, they lose. So, Mariners beat the Rays 3-0. Dodgers beat the Reds 6-2. Currently, right now, White Sox are winning 6-4 over the Tigers, bottom of the 7th. Braves are beating the Rockies, bottom of the 7th, 2-0. Athletics, top of the 2nd, 1-0 over the Angels. Orioles beat the Red Sox 4-0. Blue Jays beat the Twins 5-4. And big scoring game, Indians are top of the 6th, beating the Rangers 13-6. Yankees Royals postponed. Probably the rain that we got just a couple days ago. And Astros Diamondbacks 4-0, top of the 3rd. Nationals 2-0 over the Giants, top of the 2nd. So that's your MLB scores for today. And coming up this week's a big week in golf, men's, and the following week is women's golf. But before we get to that, Ben Crane wins St. Jude Classic for his 5th PGA title. He went wire to wire. He was leading by 6 after the second round, and kind of ended up, I think he shot 3 over the last one in the last day. But it was nice to see him hold on. Mickelson didn't quite do anything. He had an opening 63 and then, Thursday, but nothing seemed to go after that. Well, I know the feeling. My sister just texted me back. She said, "Fat thumbs." I know the feeling there. I'm trying to turn off the iPad and stop thinking I kept restarting the song over and over and over again. But no, if he's around, tell him to call in. Tell him to call me at 1-866-225-5401, or you can just call my cell. Either way, you know the number. But no, it was a good finish. Crane ended up. Crane 2-putted from 12 feet and won a nice little cool $1,044,000. So, been a while since he had won, and it was nice to see him come through. And I hate to see a guy lose a tournament, so I was glad to see him finish and end up winning it. But Elker wins Web.com Tour. It was in Westlake, Ohio. New Zealand Steve Elker won the Cleveland Open on Sunday, longest playoff in Web.com Tour history, beating South Africa's, I'm not sure, Douwe Vanderwalt with a birdie on the 11th extra hole. 11 holes. I remember years back at the John Deere Classic, which was actually the Quatsi Open at that time, going 8 holes. And it was like a 5 or 6 way playoff, and it ended up going 8 holes. And that was won by Dave Barr. And it was Canadian. He was friends and roommates with a friend of mine's brother in college. And they were sitting inside the bar having a drink and having a couple drinks, reminiscing. And all of a sudden, a guy ran in and goes, "Dave, you're in a playoff." And he's like, "What?" And he had to run out to the first tee. Didn't even get time to warm up. And ends up winning the playoff, so maybe it made him a little bit more relaxed, and maybe the relaxation agent helped. That's what I call it. And then Min So Kwak wins the Symetra Tour event. Seoul, Korea's Min So Kwak won the Firekeepers Casino Hotel Championship on Sunday, which is the Symetra Tour is like the Web.com Tour for the ladies tour, so it's a step down. So she earned $15,000 to jump to fourth, from fourth to first on the money list, and will top 10 at the end of the season, earn 2015 LPGA Tour card. So I thought that was pretty cool. You always love to see the guys and gals that are on those. They like to call them developmental tours, but they're all great players. It's amazing. And on the LPGA Tour, Inbee Park ties course record with a 61. Yes, 61. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. Park won the Manulife Financial Classic Sunday for her first LPGA Tour title in more than 11 months. Matching course record 10 under par, 61 with a 3-stroke victory over Christy Kerr. Definitely the putter is definitely the key, Park said. I've been hitting the ball consistently all year, just putter has not been wanting to do its job. This week, obviously, it did its job. Now, that's great to see somebody when they just, I've had very few days like that, where it just feels like everything's just going in. And those are fun days. Those are the days you don't want to quit playing. I mean, I have those days now a lot of times because I don't get to play as much, that you want to just walk over the lake and just go and throw your stuff right in, But, no, I I think it was Wednesday, my brother came into town and we were supposed to play, and which is really upset me. He got to play, my dad and him got to play, and I ended up getting tied up with some business, and that's what problem with being a golf pro and being involved in business. You end up having to do other things, and I got tied up, and I never even got to get out and play with them. They were already, before I even got back, they were halfway through the back nine. And what really stuck about the whole thing was it didn't work out. The deal that what I was trying to work, so the business just kind of flopped, and but I mean, it was the effort you take, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I missed out. I would have liked to have played with my brother and my dad. Be a nice little Father's Day deal. It's not a lot of opportunities I get. We have our little grudge matches in Orlando in January, and we like to give my dad crap about, all different times, and sometimes he gets a little frustrated with us, but I know he's not listening right now because he'd probably be snoozing. So I can give him crap over the radio, and it'll just get back to him later because my sister's listening in, so she'll tell him. But when he drove down the wrong way on the cart path, we started feeding him so much crap. He got so mad at us in Orlando because of it. And I asked him, I said, "Where the hell are you going?" And he's driving down the sidewalk, going the wrong way, and I'm like, "Whoa, over here, Cochise, it's across the road." But no, when they get them all spread out, some places you get a little mixed up where you're headed. But we got some stories in Orlando that are just, when we go down for the show every year, that kind of like the old saying, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." Whoa, we tell everybody. Then this is probably one of my favorite stories. We're at Red Lobster, and we only went to Red Lobster because we liked the coffee. It was a good coffee, and so we're sitting there, and two guys are trying to impress the waitress, and they're all loud talking and everything, and I'm going to tell you straight how this went, but it's just because I never expected hearing it from my dad, and it was like 20 minutes of this. It's just so loud, and they're just trying to impress the waitress and everybody else, and they're talking about how their company is Fortune 500 and all this. And I mean, why do they have to tell each other? If they know it, they're just trying to impress everybody else, and it was getting really old. So my dad all of a sudden goes, "I wish somebody would give them a cup of shut the fuck up." And I died laughing. And my brother just kind of melting down in the chair, sliding down, slinking down, and I was just like, okay. You don't hear, my dad's 80 and now, but I mean at that time he was probably 72, 3. But to hear him drop the F-bomb, I was like, whoa. and you know what? They shut up. And it was like everybody wanted to just clap and cheer. I mean, they all turned around and kind of looked at us like, yeah. But we still laugh at that story because, I mean, it was just perfect timing. And I was like, I turned to him and go, "What am I going to do? Fight these guys for you? What's going on?" And he's like, "F them," And they actually shut up, and that was it was just the shock of the whole thing to hear him say it. You don't normally hear that from, your parents. Well, my parents, that's the way they were growing up. I never heard them. It was rare to hear them cuss. The one thing I can actually say about my parents, and my kids can't say it, but I know I can, is somebody asked me one time, they go, "You remember when your parents used to argue when you were a kid?" And I was like, no, I've never heard them argue. And I asked them, they would argue, or if they'd disagreement, they would talk about it amongst themselves. They wouldn't do it in front of us. I wish I could have had that record, with my my kids. I wish I could be able to say that, but I can't. It was kind of different, and I never noticed that, and that was kind of nice. They subjected us to it, but it was the way it was back then. They didn't, you think about it, and we talk about it. A lot of things were different back then. We didn't have all the technology you have nowadays, and everybody goes, "Oh, when you're living in the Stone Age." No, there wasn't these phones like they have. We didn't have cell phones when I was a kid. We didn't have iPads. We didn't have, all this stuff. Everybody, when you wanted to do anything, we went outside. You had to tie us down to get us in the house. We didn't want to go in the house. Now the kids, you got to do that to get them out of the house. It's the opposite. My kids, they're like, you got to yank the cord out of the iPad or whatever, or take it out of their hands and get them outside. I mean, they would rather sit inside all day long and play games, and I'm like, no, you need to get out. But it's a shame that that's the way it's got. And the problem is you're so afraid to let your kids be out playing around by themselves that they end up being, hostages in their own house because you're afraid to let them out. I mean, everywhere you go, you can't. You got to have them at a daycare. You got to have them with somebody. You can't let them hang around outside in the court. And if there's got to be 2 or 3 of them. They can't be out there by themselves. I mean, you got nutcases nowadays. I mean, look at these guys in what's that? Was that Arizona or Vegas, Las Vegas, where they shot those 2 police officers at CC's Pizza, and then shot at somebody else for trying to stop them, and then they killed themselves. I mean, when I was a police officer in San Antonio. And when I was an officer in San Antonio, or I worked for the sheriff's office, they had an officer that was killed. Him and his girlfriend or wife were at I think it was a Church's Fried Chicken or something like that. And one guy, and I know his name, I can tell you right now because I just remember his name from the incident, walked in and shot them both. She was pregnant, and I mean, he was just crazy. He's doing life in prison now, and I don't know if it's just what causes people to snap like that, Society has gone crazy. I hate to harp on it, but I mean, you look at, it gets to the point where you get desensitized. Where stuff happens and you don't even, whatever, it wasn't that, he only did this or only did that. I mean, you didn't see that when I was a kid. If you did, it was never televised or whatever. I remember growing up, I remember seeing Vietnam, where they were fighting in Vietnam. As a young kid, it was always on the news, and I remember Walter Cronkite, where he'd be doing the news at night, and you're just like going, it was, I was very young, but that was the only time you got to see it. I mean, and the TV went off at midnight. It would go to static, and they play the national anthem and went to static. Now, God, you can get 24-hour cartoons if you want it, we didn't get to watch cartoons except for on Saturday morning. And then they talk about, these video games and cartoons are what causing them to do this. No, they're crap. How many times I watch this. They try to kill that stupid Roadrunner. I mean, I was starting to wish he would get it, because it was getting so old. And then Daffy Duck and, Elmer Fudd trying to kill the rabbit. And what is it? Tom and Jerry, the cat, trying to kill the mouse. I mean, they were all violence in that. But I didn't grow up wanting to go, grab a weapon and go shoot a bunch of people, or you look at them over there and what they showed them sword fighting over there. I don't know. It's just I would love to see some things go back to the way they were, but I mean, I don't think it'll ever get to it's a shame that it is the way it is now. Because, you hate to see, you have to be so cautious of what your kids do, what they did. Now, I mean, it was totally different years ago. Good point, bad point, whatever, but, I think I liked it the way it used to be. We used to be able to go out and, play with my friend. We were right outside my mom and dad's house all the time. We were playing in the street and everything. And we never got into anything, we'd all over town we could go. It didn't matter. We had a lot of fun. We'd go to the mall. It was just, a different era. Nowadays, you can't, you're afraid to let the kids get on the block without you. But, well, I'm going to do is about time to take us to another break here. Let's see if I can get my audio to work. And hopefully this will work out really good. I'm going to have to do something better than this. But once again, this is Matt Hasley, and this is Straight Talk. And you're listening to us on Armed Radio Global.
Whether building, expanding, or remodeling, the name in site work is Savino Contracting. Experts in demolition, excavation, sewer and septic tank installation, and site prep. Get in touch on Twitter at Savino Contract or call 508-989-0960 or email to evsavino@yahoo.com. Savino Contracting has what it takes to get the job done.
Glastic water bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell, so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. What are you waiting for?
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at Route106Motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. Route106Motors.com.
In the morning, you have bacon, you have eggs, pancakes, and that nice big tall cup of coffee. But now, every Monday morning, you can start your week out right with On the Air, Monday Morning Brew, starring yours truly, Mike Allen. Hey, that's me. Wake up in the morning, get a nice cup of coffee, kick back before you start your week, and let me send you on your way. Monday's getting a bad rap. Let's turn that around. On the Air with Mike Allen, Monday Morning Brew, every Monday morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio.
So rise and shine.
Crown Military Miniatures celebrates this holiday season with an enormous selection of new and vintage collector quality toy soldiers. You have to see the photorealistic detail on the World War II armor or the sheer volume of the figures from the American Civil War to the Zulu Wars to the Jacobite Rebellion. If soldiers were there, Crown Military Miniatures has it covered in little men cast and pewter. Veterans, active duty personnel, and military enthusiasts, you have to check out Crown Military Miniatures. Visit them online at crowntoysoldiers.com or visit their store at 88 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
VOX Mobile has an app that gives you a second phone line, second voicemail, and low-cost calling, so you no longer have to buy unlimited minutes from your mobile phone service provider. The VOX Mobile app has free texting and free video calls to other subscribers. But get this, VOX has phone numbers from 57 countries. You can download a foreign phone number from your home, or download a phone number from your home country when you're away. Then when people in that country call you, they get the cost of a local call, even when your mobile phone is overseas. And VOX gives you unlimited inbound calls for only $9.95 a month. Check out VOX Mobile on Google Play or on iTunes. That's VOX Mobile. It's under the mobile VoIP apps, or just search for VoIP. VOX is the only carrier with all these features on its app. Visit the website, voxcorp.net.
Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Every Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. Only on Armed Radio Global.
Luda. Now I may not be the worst or the best, but you gotta respect my honesty. And I may break your heart, but I don't really think there's anybody as bomb as me. So you can take this chance. In the end, everybody's gonna be wondering how you deal. You might say this is ludicrous, but
Once again, this is your host, Matt Hasley. We're back live on Straight Talk, and it's BS Monday, I call it. No, it's just one of those days. I was telling everybody earlier that I had a driving on the way to work this morning, and a black cat runs right across in front of me, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good day starting out. I just want to turn around and go back home, but no. And then later, my daughter was driving my car because her car is in the shop, so she had to borrow my car, and somebody pulls out right in front of her, and she almost T-boned him. She says, "Lucky your brakes are good." And she said she had to lock them up, which it's got, those anti-lock brakes on it. And she was visibly upset when I saw her. And not mad. She was just, she was really shook up by it. So, and I'm just glad she didn't get in an accident and get hurt because, it just, you never know when it's going to, when it could happen. I almost got smoked, as I say the other day. People, they just don't pay attention. You're wondering about motorcycles and bicycles on the road. I mean, they don't look for them. They don't look for cars. I just hope that I saw a sign. I was going to get lunch today, and it's at the golf course. You can only eat so many hot dogs, so I was running out to get lunch, and I see a sign. It says traffic deaths in Iowa, 109 this year. I'm like, God, 109. And, they talk about texting. You look at constantly, you see people driving by, and they're texting all the time. I don't know what you do. I come up with an idea. What you do is, and so I'm the first one to say it out. So, just put it to where when your car's in motion, you can't text. Your cell phone can text. It's in movement. It follows you when you're running your GPS. That way, it can stop some texters from driving. I know some people I know a lady that actually had a girl who was texting while driving. Went to answer text, turned right in front of her, hit her head on. And there's nothing she could do. She couldn't react. The girl ended up getting killed. And I know the lady well. She plays in our ladies' league. She was devastated by it. She didn't play a whole year in the league because she felt that she was at fault, and she couldn't do anything to avoid the accident. You would like to do is you'd like to do is, not have to sit there and go through a situation. I've been to the scene of accidents where, as a police officer, first on fatalities. I've been to the scene of there's two accidents that haunt me. And I say haunt me because, and Mike Allen will tell you, he's a former police officer. My brother-in-law is a fireman. And there's stuff that haunts you. Because you can't, you can still, the smells stick in your mind. Rick, he's cleaned up crime scenes. Tattoo Rick, who shows on Mondays. There's things that stick with you that you can't get rid of. And my toughest one that bothers me is I happened to be present when they dug up a 7-year-old kid who'd been buried for 30 days. And I can still see it in my, I mean, it's like it's plain as day. It's ground into my head. I was in the military. I was an MP. I was 18 or 19 years old, and we had, I mean, it was a major incident. And it was at Fort Bliss when I was in Texas. And I happened to be right there when they did everything. And that was just a little overwhelming for a kid at that age to see a 7-year-old kid in that situation, considering I have a child that's 8. I just don't know what pushes you to do that to a child. And then I have one other one where it was a fatality where they took the, he was probably 2, and I watching the fireman do CPR on him on the hood of the car as they pulled him out of a fatality accident. And he didn't make it. But, I mean, it's one of those where things that stick with you. I mean, the shootings, I've been to many shootings, adults, but the ones that bother me are the kids. And rightly they should. I mean, I've seen everything from, stab wounds, gunshot wounds, and I've watched the doctor crack a chest in the ER and do open heart massage, and that didn't bother me. But the kids are the ones that bother me. It's a lot of people, and you talk about guys that when they go to over to war and they see stuff that it's so hard to cope with. It's they have to come back and reintegrate. Because when I was over, did a year in Korea, and when I got back from Korea, I immediately got out of the military, and so I had culture shock, and then I had shock of being out of the military. So I mean, I just imagine what it's like of the shock of coming back to the United States, reintegrating yourself in the United States cultures, and being out of the military if they get out. It's a big change. The one thing about when I was in Korea that what's weird what they do over there, and I mean, nothing wrong against it. It's just I actually thought it's a little different. Like over there, they have you honk your horn to let everybody know you're there. And it's not like here you honk your horn and everybody goes, "Hey, you mother," and they're flipping you the bird when you honk at them. And there it's just like maybe like, "Hey, I'm here. Don't come over. Don't pull into my lane." Beep beep. And they're constantly honking all the time, and you get used to it. They actually have signs in the residential areas with a horn, and it'll have a circle with a line through it, meaning no horn honking. And we used to go downtown with the big Deuce and Has. We had a military post downtown that was where all the commissary came in from, and we would run. We had a big, I don't know, it was a Deuce and Half for 5-ton, big truck that they had in the military at that time, and it was all had the diesel and had the big air horns on it, and we'd hit that horn, and that horn is like totally different than a regular car horn. I mean, it's just, really loud. And we'd get a lot of complaints later after driving downtown, honking at people and stuff, because it'd scare the crap out of you when you hear it. But no, it's, I had a lot of fun in Korea. I got to see go all over South Korea. I'm not sure if I want to be over there now. I'd love to go back and visit. I do want to go back and visit. I just hope that North Korea and South Korea can, keep from getting into a conflict. But he, the president of North Korea wants to strut his stuff. Hey, if Rodman can go over there and diffuse the situation, hey, more power to him. I like that commercial. I don't know if you all saw it where Rodman bought a one-way ticket. That was kind of cool. But no, if he goes over there, I mean, yeah, the guy does some atrocities, but hey, if that brings the countries together to where they don't have conflict, I'm all for it. We've had enough wars. I was not in favor of what they did for, trading the Taliban 5 for the 1. Yeah, I understand bring every soldier back. But the situation of the kid that they went after, to Bergdahl or whatever it was, you listen to his platoon mates. He caused the situation, and a lot of things are said. Well, it's going to be down the road a ways, and more will come out. But yeah, that was just a crazy situation there. When I don't know, I just think that those guys are bad people. The one guy they admitted to, or they got him to where they count that he's killed 2,000 people. That guy's going to go right back into it again. I mean, and then they're talking about it. They were showing where they're going to stay in Qatar, and they're living off the lap of luxury in Qatar, or Qatar, however you want to say it. And they have to stay there for a year, but who's paying that? I hope we're not. And this kind of switching gears here. We've been on this subject a little bit too long. Switching gears, we're going into this is the U.S. Open week. U.S. Open is going to be played at Pinehurst. But right before I go into that, I wanted to mention something. And this is golf related. But this is a story that came out, and it was out of Chicago. An 87-year-old man was beaten with his own golf clubs. 3 teens are arrested in a beating of an 87-year-old man with his own club Saturday in Wind Park in northwest suburban Elgin. I didn't see if he was on the golf course or what, but, I mean, they're beating an 87-year-old man with his golf clubs. I mean, come on. 87. Some people, it just amazes me how people act. And I mean, what enjoyment do you get out of that? And I mean, they had that one, those 2 kids who stabbed that one other girl 19 times and she lived because it was some, video or whatever that, they thought that they would be able to meet some fictitious character on the internet or whatever that's brought up. I'm like, okay. That's a little bit overboard. That's a little bit too much. But, I mean, as a young kid, most kids thought that, hey, I saw you on TV. You used to think that, hey, I'm hearing this on the radio. If I turn off the radio right now, it'll still be playing when I turn it back on. Well, no, it doesn't. It isn't like that, You found out as you got older. But the 2014 U.S. Open Championship, which is June 12th to the 15th, it is at Pinehurst. And this is kind of amazing. I've never seen this done before. They're hosting the 2014 U.S. Open men's and women's U.S. Open. And it's the first time in history both tournaments will be played in the same year on the same course. When complete, Pinehurst number 2 will be the only site to have hosted all 5 USGA championships. So you look at that. I think I'm not sure if it's I think it's the week right after it. It's the men's will play one week, and then the ladies play the very next week. And I'm like, the guys just. I mean, I know they're playing from different tee boxes, but they're going to have to do some repair on where all the divots are from the men's tour. But I mean, if the tour can do it, I mean, they will. They'll have just umpteen volunteers come out and help out, and that's just what's so cool about it. The tour, the way it's designed, and they get all the extra people to help out. I used to help out at the John Deere Classic, and then they kind of switched gears about how they they get their own staff to do all the stuff that we used to do anymore, so we don't need to. My dad still helps out with the John Deere Classic. He was on the board, and I mean he'll never retire. It's just he's just amazing. The drive he has. But this week at the U.S. Open, it's a 72-hole stroke play. That means every shot counts. If people don't understand golf, and after the field will be cut to the low 60 and ties, following the first 36 holes. So that's the first 2 days, and then if an 18-hole playoff will take place on Monday, June 16th, if two or more players are tied after 72 holes. If the playoff results in a tie, play will immediately continue hole by hole until a champion is determined. I still like that that's a 18-hole playoff. It's one of the few that have gone to that anymore. Some are going by, 3-hole aggregate, and aggregate just means the total of the 3 holes. But I like it. It's a true champion. The course where I'm at, Jack Fleck beat Ben Hogan. I mean, that's where he was a pro at. But he beat Ben Hogan for the 1955 U.S. Open. And I got to meet him a few times. My brother actually got to play with him. My brother's 3 years older than I am, so, he just passed away this last year. But very graceful-looking swing. Just looked like, as a kid, he looked like he hit it 9 miles, like these guys do nowadays. But pretty cool. Then there was what was there? There's a little question here. Somebody was asking a rules question, and it was posted on the internet. And the question, wait a minute. There was one other event I missed out on. Forgot to announce, but Jeff Sluman and Fred Funk win the Legends of Golf. They had a team of Legends of Golf. And it was in Ridgedale, Missouri. One of the leads was a former guy I caddied for, Mark Brooks, and I'm trying to think of who. I don't have what he finished, but that was the Champions Tour, and it says Sluman and Funk each earned $230,000. I don't know how much of it went to charity because it was but also it was kind of cool. The FedEx had a thing for the tournament that was over that Ben Crane won. That $1 that went to these golf balls that they were selling, and then FedEx donated another $1 with free shipping. So it's $2 going to St. Jude. So that was just kind of a neat way to get money for it. And he said it takes $20 million a day. That's what they said on the tournament to run St. Jude's. I'm like, wow. I just can't imagine it. $20 million a day. Switching over to NASCAR news. Junior celebrates his second win of 2014. Dale Earnhardt Jr. credits track position and luck was on his side as he earned his second victory in 2014. Congratulations to Dale Jr. Let's see here. What else do we got in news? Switching screen. Let's see here. These are kind of some different stories that I want to get into. This is kind of a technology stuff that I found, and there's a new cancer detection system using only a cell phone, a lens, and an app. Apparently, it's an Israeli startup has created a cancer detection device using a cell phone, a clip-on lens, and an app, a development that has potential to provide life-saving intervention for patients. The company Mobile OCT won first place last week's Vodafone's wireless innovation project competition for its competitive use of mobile phone technology for diagnosing cervical cancer. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, if it's amazing the technology what they're going with, and pretty soon it will be that easy. Well, they'll just put a phone up to you, and I guess they can actually, if I'm not mistaken, they can take picture of your face and detect certain things and different stuff. But speaking of being able to do technology, Google self-driving car is missing something that every car has had since the Model T. It said Google announced updated plans for its self-driving car Tuesday at the Code Conference, revealing the new prototypes will not be equipped with a steering wheel, gas, or brake pedals, and won't even have mirrors. It says, we've been working towards a goal of vehicles that can shoulder the entire burden of driving. Just imagine, you can take a trip down at lunchtime without a 20-minute buffer to find parking. Seniors can keep their eye on their freedom, even if they can't keep their own car keys. And drunk and distracted driving history. Chris Urmson, director of Google's self-driving car project, said in a blog post. Google co-founder Sergey Brin said the cars are part of technology's giant effort to re-engineer transportation, according to USA Today. Says, what I'm excited about is how we could change transportation today, Brin said. If you look at people who are too old, too young, or disabled, or can't get around, that's a big challenge for them. They showed some pictures, and it showed a mother and a young child in a car, and they're like going down the road, and they're kind of like holding on to each other because they're, either panicked because they're not sure if it's going to go and turn and do everything. But I watched a video, and I actually posted on my Facebook page, which is Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. And so log on to there and click on it. But it showed a self-parking app where she brought up an app on her phone, and she went, whoop, swiped it to go into the garage, and the car went in this, like virtual garage on her phone, and the car brings up a monitor and drives into the parking garage, backs into the space all by itself, shuts itself off. She comes out of her meeting or whatever it was, or dinner or whatever, comes back out, swipes her car to come back out of the garage. It drives right, starts itself up, drives back out, pulls right up to her, and, it's just amazing. She gets in and off she goes. I said, technology will be that way someday, where you won't have to drive. You remember the old, I'm trying to think it, Sylvester Stallone, when he was in there, and there's several, he was frozen, and they brought him out. I can't remember the name of that movie, but yeah, it was a car that, they're like, oh, you can't, you're not going to drive, are you? And then also Will Smith was in iRobot, and they had cars that auto drove, and it was a real cool looking Audi. I'd like to have that car. But yeah, it's it's just amazing the technology, how it's gone. It's so far beyond. Speaking of that, there are 9 companies know more about you than Google, and you probably never heard of them. And these are kind of Axiom, CoreLogic, DataLogic, eBureau, ID Analytics, Intellis, PQ, Rapleaf, Recorded Future. It says, you may not know any of these companies, but these companies sure know you. And if they don't know you as well as they think you do, it could hurt you. But as a Federal Trade Commission report released today, details data brokers make business out of collecting consumer information. But most consumers have little or no idea who these companies are, how the companies get their information, or how they can protect their privacy. It says of the 9 data brokers, one data broker database has information on 1.4 billion consumer transactions and over 700 billion aggregated data elements. Another data broker database covers $1 trillion in consumer transactions. Yet another data broker adds 3 billion new records each month to its databases. You know, it's just amazing. You think of all the data, everything you do. Every time you use your debit card, or every time you, book anything, you need a credit card. Even if they don't take the information, it's constantly. Every time if you got a loan, you make a payment. Every time, if you miss a payment, if you have interest, if you don't, I mean, it's always on there. Pretty scary to what it's getting to. But here's a little, nicer thing, technology-wise. You can now text 911 in some parts of the country. But, I mean, it's not like you're going to do is pull out your phone and you're going to dial 911. You're not going to text it. It's more of a, you have another way to reach emergency responders. And you never know. You could, injure yourself to where you couldn't talk, and you could text it. So, or if you're trying to be hidden and you're trying to get the information out without talking. I mean, that, it comes to various reasons. We had somebody break into the neighbor that's a couple neighbors over from us, and she was in her husband was out of town, and she was in her bedroom, locked in her bedroom on the phone, dialing 911, and they were trying the doorknob. So, I mean, it's it's a scary situation for them to be in that, a lady to be in that situation. And I saw that the recent Miss USA, and I can't even, let me see here. I'll have to look at it. I'm trying to think. Here it is. Nia Sanchez, Miss Nevada. She is a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo. I'm an avid Taekwondo fan. I've been doing it for years. I help teach. I think that's really impressive. 4th degree is not an easy thing to get to. It's a lot of years of studying to be a 4th degree. And a lot of people are giving her crap because she thinks that, a lot of feminists are giving her crap that she thinks, teaching women to defend themselves is going to, stop an attacker. No, but it might help. And I mean, it's not stay there and fight him. It might be just enough to incapacitate him enough till you can get away. I don't recommend anybody staying and fighting somebody, because there's always somebody tougher. You're better off doing is, taking a shot that they're not expecting, drop them, and then run to get help, rather than sit around and try to fight them. I don't care how much martial arts you think you know. Something could happen down the road, or something could evolve. I heard a situation where my senior master, he's a 7th degree, he was telling me a story about a lady that got attacked by guys. She dropped him, and she stayed there to fight him. And the guy got back up, and they beat the living crap out of her. And she's lucky she didn't get killed because of it. But I really think that women should learn to defend themselves, because there's a lot of sicko people out there. And it's not just for defending themselves against guys, defending against other women. Some of the nastiest fights I've ever saw were 2 women. I mean, just nasty. I watched a lady ripping her hair out. I mean, guys that go toe to toe, chin to chin generally, but they were just. I mean, it was brutal. Yeah, it is a different situation to see two women fight, and you're not used to it. I've sparred many women that are very good, and I always get Lisa. I know she won't be listening but she's kicked me so many times. I couldn't think of how many times and she kicks hard. So just sparring. Yeah, the one day we were doing sparring, and it was just like it was supposed to be light contact. And I just happened to have my hand up, protecting my head. I always did. And she kicked me in the back of the hand. I mean, just hard. And I went, Lisa. She goes, oh, sorry. I said, you're supposed to kick me in the side, not in the head. But, no, it's, I got to credit, give this lady a lot of credit. Learn to defend yourself. Don't expect everybody else to do it for you. And it's not, somebody posted on Facebook, chivalry is dead. No, I don't think it's dead, but it's on life support. I mean, holding the door open for women, I like to do that for the most part, but sometimes, a lot of women, they don't like that. So, but I'll hold the door open for, another guy coming through. I don't care. It's just polite. So, let's see here. What do we want to talk about? It's all gibberish. What we can do is, we're going over technology. Oh, how about this? This is a oops. This $400,000 item from the government actually arrived at his doorstep. It says, hey, can you call in to explain this one to UPS? It says, hey there, I think you just delivered a secret government drone to my house, and it definitely isn't mine. Reddit user 77 says he tried to do just that. He received a mysterious package that looked more like a drone than a weight set that he ordered for his new gym. Unfortunately, simply sticking a return to sender note on this package probably would have been wouldn't have been the best bet. Where the man opened an unexpected package, he tried to figure out the mystery by contacting UPS, but the man on the other phone insisted the package was him to deal with. Yeah, I've had that. The UPS guy on the phone had said that this has been in storage and was something that was lost in transit or some way other went delivered. The Reddit user posted he kept saying it was mine and something that it was intended to be delivered to me, but didn't make it originally. The package did come with the yellow note indicating who the potential rightful owner is. But before reaching out to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the man posted pictures of his unique delivery online, and then the panic set in. Due to the apparent severity of this, I called the number between classes, got the voicemail. I'm getting a swarm of messages from people who claim they are from the industry, work at UPS, work at the NOAA, etc., but I don't think I can trust any of these random contacts, he said in a Reddit update to his original post. He added, I'm still alive and well, and if you haven't read already, it's not military regardless. It's not mine, and I'll be sending it to the owner unless I'm told to keep it. Here's hoping I survive until tomorrow. NOAA representative told, apparently it was the Blaze, they are unaware of this and are in contact with the man to recover their Puma unmanned aircraft system, which is used for surveilling marine wildlife in which Gizmodo estimate cost around $400,000. Wow. Imagine getting a drone in the mail. I always, they talk about the people flying these drones over there, and they have to go through, become pilots and all this, and all they have to do is give these kids, a case of Red Bull, and you see kids flying. They'll fly these drones all day long, and they'll probably tell you or teach you a few things that you can do with them. Fly them upside down, probably fly them in and out of windows, do everything. But here's another thing that for Google. We were talking about Google a little earlier with the Google car. And this one's kind of a little creepy. It says, real-time Google Maps for police monitor every street in California test project. You'd think that all of it, if it all went like that, all time, where they would actually be able to see when you leave your house to wherever you went, you'd be tracked everywhere you went. All the time. Most people don't realize how much you're on camera throughout the day. Almost every business that you go to has a camera. You go to Walmart, they're all over the building, they're all over the gas stations around it. They're inside everywhere. You go to the grocery store, they're there. They're on their building too. You go to, you come to the golf course up around the clubhouse. We had a huge vandalism incident years back, and ever since then we've had cameras put in everywhere. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people like to horseplay with the golf carts, and it's it happens from time to time, and what I always tell the people, is usually when they're out there screwing around and they get caught with the cart, I say, hey, you don't want to buy this thing. You just want to rent it. And you do any damage to it, any of the body damage is automatically almost $1,000 when they got to replace it. So if you get caught damaging it, you're going to spend some money. And we had one guy, he hit the bridge. He was going across the bridge and and he hit the wheel and it bent the wheel out sideways. And it's not a real expensive, probably a couple, maybe $100 to $200, fix it. The knuckle arm. It's because of the service call and everything. He goes, well, doesn't your insurance cover that? I go, no, that's why you rented it. It's your insurance. So, yeah. He didn't want to give me his name. I said, well, we can do this one of two ways. You can give me your name. I turn it in. The city gives you a bill. It's done with. Or I call the police. They give me your name. Then you can, then they do is either take you to jail for public intox if you've been drinking, and then they send you the bill. And he goes, I live at blah 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 blah. He was very cooperative after that. But but I don't know about real-time maps for watching every street. That'd be a little creepy. Kind of like you ever see those spy movies where they're watching and they're looking at the satellite, and I'm sure they probably can do it now. If they want to, they could probably real time just about anywhere, and that's what's creepy about it. I'm surprised it's it hasn't got already to that. And it might be that they're reporting this that they've already beyond that. And here's one that I would really like to have happen. It says the end of car washes. Meet the world's first self-cleaning vehicle. And what it is, it says Nissan bets you won't mind so much. Engineers with the Japanese auto giant have developed the world's first self-cleaning car using a special kind of paint. I can't even talk tonight. Nissan engineers in Britain are testing nano paint technology, which repels dirt before it even has a chance to paint work. It's they show it half the car painted and half the car not, and they splash junk onto the front of it, and the front of or the one side of it is spotless. I I've seen the commercials for where you spray that. It's a super slick paint, and it's repellent powers. It says after the driver takes the car along a muddy road, the paint proves its worth. The dirt and sludge just slide off and slide with the nano paint. I've seen a couple products where you can spray them on your boots and you walk in the mud and the mud comes right off. I'd like to try that. I'd love to have that on my car. I just, I hate to see it when your car gets filthy, especially in the wheels. The chrome and everything. That would be neat to be able to put it on there and to where you wouldn't have to wash your car because it's like to go to a car drive-through where they wash it and then they wipe it off and do everything, and then half the time they don't even wipe out the inside. They do a terrible job. It's like $30. Well, and just to go wash it yourself, you're in between, probably $8-10. So, yeah, I'd love to have it come with that paint. Paying a little extra to go without having to, deal with all that. There was another thing I saw also on the internet. It says they're watching this. It was demonstration of this plastic that's actually able to do is regenerate. And it says bullet holes are no problem for this new regeneration plastic. It says researchers at the University of Illinois have invented a process for regenerating polymer that offers a significant leap in the technology, so much that it can recover from gunshot-sized hole in just a few seconds. That's crazy to think that, hey, they shut your car. Wait a minute, no, it's not there. Where'd it go? And they talk about cracks that would, like, if you get a crack in your bumper, it would fill in. That is just phenomenal. It says materials can not only heal fractures, but can regenerate over large cracks and holes. So, I mean, that would be a neat technology to be able to have in your car for, a crack in your bumper, or, somebody. I'd like to do is regenerate so many door dings, these people. It just drive you nuts. You watch a guy sit there and whip his door open right into your car and not care. I think it should be mandatory that they put some type of rubber on the outside of the door to help protect people's cars. I mean, they just beat the crap out of them. Here's one that came out and they were talking about, they were giving Coke a whole bunch of crap about, they're talking about, it says, guess how long Coke says it takes to burn off one can of their 140 calorie soda. And that's if you weigh 140 pounds. 23 minutes. Well, I gave up sodas at the beginning of Lent, and I haven't had any yet. I've sworn off them. I actually feel better now giving them up than having all that carbonation and everything. And I didn't drink many at work. I drank them more when I got home. So, and here's another kind of a crazy story that was out. Experimental fabric could give you chameleon-like powers. It's a Budapest textile designer incorporated sound and sensors and a fabric pattern that seems to give the wearer the ability to blend into the background. It says, unfortunately, the clunky process might limit the full chameleon factor. But who knows? I mean, they're going to shrink everything down. You watch these James Bond movies where the car is kind of like, morphed into the background where you can't even see it. And I mean, someday it's going to be that way. That's going to be just crazy. So, and then there were also there's an article out and it was talking about hacking And it says items, it says you encounter them every day. Their systems can be easily hacked, and Homeland Security has been warned. It was talking about traffic lights. It says you'd like to be sitting there at a traffic light and be able to control it. It's what I'm trying to think of the name of the movie with Bruce Willis, where they hacked all the traffic sensors and they actually made it to where they made them all green, so they're all running into each other. I could see something like that happening. I mean, to cause gridlock in a major city, it would affect it. Here, you would like to think, but I mean, yeah, some people, they drive just. It amazes me how some people ever got their license. That's the one thing I missed giving out is tickets, and they talk about. Well, I read an article today about the red light and the speed cameras, and people were upset because they thought that only a uniformed officer should be able to give out tickets rather than a camera. Don't speed. You got nothing to bitch about. Stop at the stoplight. You got nothing to bitch about. I mean, it's here in Iowa. If you fail to pay a traffic speed camera or red light camera, there's a $25 charge on top of it for not paying it. And then you're put on a list where you can't get your license renewed. You can't get your vehicle registered. Any vehicle registered. Until you pay it. So, yeah, it's crazy that, what the technology is going to, but, I just get paranoid when I see them. When I see them coming up, so I always like, oh crap, here comes a camera, and you got to make sure you're right on speed. And I don't speed. It still puts you in that nervous mood, and then it makes you nervous when you come up to red light. Oh, it's going to change. It's going to change. I know it's going to change. So, but I wanted to do is cover celebrity birthdays for today. Some big name celebrities with birthdays today. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is 51. Natalie Portman, 33. Michael J. Fox, 53. Tanya Burr, she's a web video star, it says, 25. Matthew Bellamy, 36, singer. Logan Browning, 25, movie actress. Tamila Mann, 48, movie actress. Michaela Conlon, 36, TV actress. Cole Porter, songwriter, passed away in 1964. Les Paul passed away in 2009. Famous guitarist. Let's see what else we got here. Actually, the pictures are gone. Oh, Udonis Haslem, basketball player, 34. Dick Vitale. Always a treat to listen to. Dicky Baby, they always says. He's 75. Let's see here. Jackie Wilson, passed away in 1984, singer. Mick Box, 67, guitarist. Teddy Bruschi, Patriots football player. He's 41. Let's see here. Anybody else you might... David Hobbs, race car driver, 75. Josh Cribbs, 31, football player. And let's see. Peja Stojakovic, he's 37. Basketball player. Let's see. Anybody else that you might know here? Brian Patrick Wade, 36, TV actor. Kevin Borg, 28, singer. Anushka Shankar, 33, composer. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, Robert McNamara. He's a politician. Passed away in 2009. James Walsh, 34, singer. Well, happy birthday, everybody that was born today. We're just getting down to our bewitching hour there, but I want to do a special thanks also to our sponsors out there once again, Zunity.tv. Remember to log on to Zunity.tv and check them out. Remember, you can run all social media, run Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, Skype, Twitter, anything else you can find on the Google Play Store. Also, hey, have you ate yet? Well, have you? Well, then log on to eat24.com. That's eat24.com. Over 25,000 reasons not to cook. Download the app from the mobile store or just log on to eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. So remember, eat24.com. Now you can make food happen pretty much anywhere. Also, have you heard of The 50 is the New 30? The book is written specifically for the woman in her 50s, the quintastic woman, but is a must-read book for every woman who wants to begin a new adventure and live her dream. Your time is now with this book. You will begin your adventure to live your dream. Women's and Lemons by Janice L. Walker. Pick it up at Amazon.com. Also, For Savvy Souls, that's SAVVY, Souls, 50 to 70% off women's shoes. Mention Arm Radio and get an extra 10% off. Everybody needs those red pumps. But running through our show lineup on Monday morning, which today's Monday, Mike Allen started it off with Morning Brew. And then Tattoo Rick and Tara came on at noon, but now they're going to be switching to Wednesdays at 2. So, and then on Tuesdays, you got Talk Time with Val. And immediately following after Val, you have High Five at 10. You got Johnny, Jay, and Mike. They're some beauties there, boy. They're fun to listen to. They run from 10 to midnight, 10 to midnight Eastern time. And then Wednesday, you'll have at 2 in the afternoon, not this week, next week, you'll have Tattoo Rick and Tara with Afternoon Bites. And then you, 10 p.m. Central Time, you got On the Air with Mike Allen. And on Thursday night, you got Talk Time with Val. And immediately following Val, you got Night Talk with Joe Rocks with his co-host Jackie and the Human Torpedo the dog, with frequent visits from Black Gold Charlie, and new will be Guy. I guess he's the guy that gets killed off every Star Trek episode. Joe denies that, but that's what I'm sticking with. And then on Friday nights, you got myself again, and it's going to be Friday the 13th coming up this Friday. So we're going to have some freaky stuff going on. And hopefully, if everything gets straightened out, this Friday we are going to have, make sure I get it down here right, but where are we at? Right there. We are going to have Cindy McCoy. She's a roller derby legend. She's going to be coming on my show here, hopefully this Friday, and telling us a little bit about it. And I remember watching roller derby when I was a kid, so it ought to be real interesting. So tune in this Friday. Straight Talk with Matt Hasley, 9 p.m. Central Time. And it's going to be a little weird because it's going to be a Friday the 13th. Might have some weird stuff going on. I'll make sure I'll I'm going to select all the weird Friday the 13th stuff, throw at you. So get ready, and we'll see you there. Have a great week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Listen to all the shows throughout the week. And drop by our sponsors. And also stop by my page, Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. I'd appreciate the like. Like us on Facebook. And we'll see you later. Have a great night. And I think that's when I'm supposed to cue my music. But you know what? It's been one of those nights. And my music doesn't want to go right now. So, how about... we're going to go out with, you know what? I think we're going to go out with my nephew. Let me see. Or not go out with him, but I'm going to go out with his music. So hopefully you enjoy this.
Listen up real quick, let me put it in reverse. You might pay attention if I put it in a verse. A little bit of life that only I could rehearse. If you think it's too fast, it's about to get worse. Spent a whole year playing music at sea, just a honing my craft at 30 hours a week. Writing my hooks, but never reaching my peak. And I'm singing my songs a little more than I speak. I started in church almost a decade ago, playing music live without a record to show. I found a hell of a band that I came so close, but it never added up. And I thought you should know that when I get on the mic, I give it all that I got. So many people behind me, there is no way I could not. And you can rest assured that I'm gonna do it a lot. Just waiting for some higher ups to give me a shot. No, oh, not going under. No, oh, not going under. No, oh, not going under. No, I spend a lot of time living behind these shows. Like my mama says, that's the way that it goes. Making all my signs at the local Kinko's. Playing on my shows like I'm rocking free throws. I don't really think it gets better than this, but I wouldn't mind a sign with my name on a list. I think that you get the gist, that if you blink you can miss another singer-songwriter in his moment of bliss. Yeah, I'm on year 3 living musically. I didn't go to college cause it wasn't for me. I decided to move forward amicably, and I wasted some time never singing for me. But I don't want to do what I do not have to. Yeah, I'm through with all you who think that they know maybe I'm gonna show. No, oh, not going under. No, oh, not going under. No, oh, not going under. No,